Welcome back to Against the Grain Living. We're back up the property. As you can see, it's March 1st, which is a Wednesday. So we got a bit of snow yesterday morning, and I asked for today off to pack and groom and get another load in. So this video will include the Wednesday, the Saturday, and the Sunday of hauling stuff in, which is one of my last big pushes for everything I currently possess. But you can see here, I got the Pelican on behind the groomer, just trying to cut down on how many trips in and out today, because they're not the typical ones. So this is just empty, and luckily I had these welded tie downs on this plate that I repurposed, so I just put a stainless steel 3/8 master link, and we're going to drag that out, and where we stash the groomer on the trail, we'll just hook the Pelican onto the J-hitch and carry on for our first load. We actually have to haul all today's stuff in with just one single carry-on, which I haven't hauled timber with one single one yet. So I have to bring in one of the other accessories with the Pelican on the first load and switch some stuff around on the carry-on toboggans. And I might actually pull my J-hook hitch that I just installed on the Pelican off, so I can run a single carry-on toboggan and the Pelican behind it for today's stuff, because I have a bunch of 5-foot cedar planks that'll fit in that Pelican. So I'm thinking we'll get at it here. It's probably gonna be 3 or 4 trips plus the grooming today, and then we'll be back up on Saturday. So it towed down just nicely. Trail's looking pretty good, actually. I'm gonna wreck it a little bit today, but I'm also gonna drag this back in at the end of the day, and it'll have the rest of today, tomorrow, and we're supposed to get 20 centimeters of snow. What's that? Close to 8 inches, something like that, on Friday, and then I'll haul Saturday, Sunday. Another thing that I changed up is the MS 170 is still down, so I got the Milwaukee, but you can see I just taped off the battery port. I managed to get 2 4-amp-hour batteries, and they fit in the glove box. So they had the 2-pack on $100 off. I picked those up, so that's going to be my safety saw in case something comes down. But we're going to unhook the Pelican, leave it here, finish the grooming, and then ditch the groomer over here and hook back onto that and go get the first load. First load, we got the accessory for the carry-on, a tool bag full of stuff, uprights for this thing here, and just post saddles for the piers, pails, cheap sawhorses, sonotubes. There's 8 there, 4 more to come. And we gotta quickly shovel this out, and that's gonna be our dry storage under that tarp. So we got to get the front of that tarp uncovered and fold it back over itself and get all that stuff in there. So we hauled in 1 bag of concrete that I had at the house from a leftover job, and the screws in the bottom of the Pelican poked a hole in it. So if I'm gonna haul concrete in, I gotta prevent that from happening. I just did the best I could dumping it out and washing it out with snow. Anyway, so we got this dug out and a path dug here. There's the big concrete, and we're just going to pack this in over the next half a week of stuff that can't get wet, and then tarp it back up again. So I got some short little boards that'll go in the back there, and it keep everything high and dry. And I brought contractor garbage bags if I'm really worried about stuff getting wet. Anyway, let's hook on to the next setup. So we stole the rear saddle off my rear carry-on and put it on the front of this carry-on, so that base plate that I sat on the way in, it's down there. So now we're good for up to like 12 feet of lumber, maybe just a smidge longer. And then I pulled my eye hook out of my Pelican, went back to a tongue type, and we got like 5-foot stuff going in there, up to 12-foot stuff on there, and that's probably 2 or 3 loads like that. So let's get at her. So this is the second load of the day. First, that'll look like this. I have 2 more after this one that'll be identical. Some shorter stuff strapped on the single carry-on, and all these short mainly cedar cut-offs from the sawmill. Do have 4 more sono tubes in there and another box of hangers, but the rest of the loads will just be lumber back here. So it actually towed easier than 2 carry-ons in. You know, it's probably identical weight that I normally do. And this snow is it's packing snow right now. It's -1 Celsius here in the afternoon. But when I try to take that tight corner, so I didn't make it, the leading inside edge, the carry-on just like peels a layer of snow off and just gets really heavy. So that's why I think, even though I'm probably the same weight as I typically am coming in, but the Pelican has less resistance and tows easier than these carry-on toboggans. Anyway, we're gonna get this unloaded. I don't know what I'm stacking this stuff yet. It's got 2x material, like rough cut true 2 inches, and a bunch of 1-inch boards, all shorter lengths. I don't know if I'll just shovel a spot out in there, stack it all up. And then I have some stickers on each load as well. We'll get at that now. There's load number 3. I already uncovered this and took some stickers in some of the boards and put up near that pile for stacking this Saturday. So yeah, this is what we came up with quickly because I'm running out of time. There's a later start to the day because I had to load this load up, and I'm doing 4 trips. Lately I've only been doing 2. So I'm just throwing the little scraps off the mill there because I'm out of time. I'll have to stack them later. And we're just leaning these up, sort of organizing them into 1-inch boards, 2x4, 2x6, 2x8. So you can just grab and go if you need them instead of sorting through a whole stacked pile. Because so you got 2x8s and 2x4s, and these are all 1-inch boards. A little bit of an organization. So we just took one of the 2x4s and tied it around 2 of the trees, and we're just setting it on some cedar planks so the end grain doesn't soak up moisture off the ground. But we're gonna get this unloaded, and then we have 1 more identical load. Well, it's 5 p.m. I still have to unload this. This is the 4th load. Pelican in the carry-on. Just got to get it over there like the rest of the stuff. Pull the tarp over that bin. Unhook these 2 toboggans. Then we got to go out, get the groomer, groom on our way back in, and unhook it in here. And then make our way back out to the truck, load up, and drive home in the dark. But we'll see you back here Saturday. How deep's the snow, guys? Right to the belly. I have like $1,400 in purchased material all tarped up on the trailer. I'll have to get the snow off of that. Truck's drifted in pretty good. Moose, how deep's the snow?
Hi, boobies.
This was scraped down yesterday, and that's what we're dealing with today. Snow shovel for reference. But gotta do all the digging out before we can make it to the property. So today's just gonna be a cleanup day, and I'm gonna that's a fairly light load, so I'm gonna throw some more stuff in the garage on there and strap it down and make tomorrow a good day of hauling. So we're just loading up here. The tractor is not working right, and it took all day to do this. Basically, I could run it at an idle and just use the loader. Been working with my brother and a fellow firefighter up here. He's a diesel mechanic to try to sort that out, but we had to at least dig ourselves out. So we're just trying to get the last of the snow off the trailer and then get the Scandic up here. Everything's set out, just gotta get it on here and we'll be ready for tomorrow. Unfortunately, it's like 4 degrees Celsius. So around 11 a.m. all the snow turned to packing snow from the fluff. So I'm really glad I got up and started on it before it got heavy, because the tractor is not happy. But unfortunately, we're supposed to be above 0 again tomorrow. And that trail didn't get packed today or groomed. So we're splitting this into 4 loads. I don't think I'm going to drag the groomer because I think I'll just get stuck with it. So we're going to do 2 loads of the Pelican to start. But they're 500 pounds probably each load, and try to pack it that way, and then 2 loads of lumber, decking and the floorboards. So touch back with me tomorrow and we'll see how it goes with this deep, like we're 12 to 15 inches here overnight last night. I don't know what it got up north. Most of this was southern Ontario, so we'll see. Welcome back to a new day. It's Sunday, March 5th. Yesterday was the snow day down home. Best guess here, they only got like 4 or 5 inches. Not what we got at the house, so I was kind of grateful for that I am going to drag the groomer out this morning. So I switched back the Pelican to my modified hitch. I had that at the house, so I did a bit of grinding on it, and it fits much better now. I have my 1/2-inch hardware with nylon nut holding that on, and then we just got the clevis attaching it to the groomer here. So we're going to drag the groomer out, ditch the groomer, carry on to the truck with the Pelican. It is a very early start this morning. It's only like shortly after 7 right now, and I'm already in and done a bit of stuff. By 10 a.m. it's supposed to be above 0, and that's not good. So I have 2 loads. I got 16 bags ready mix cement. I'm going to do 8 and 8 just based on weight. So I brought the dividers for the Pelican, and going to keep them to the back of the tub. So I have 2 loads of that. I'm going to get them in, just throw them off to the side, and I'll stack them later in the day when it's warm. And then I got to switch the carry-on over for longer material, so I need both carry-ons, and I got 2 loads of that. So typically I'm an hour and a half a round trip. It's a little quicker with the Pelican, so we're going to try to get 3 loads in before it's above freeze. So we're going to get at this, get going, because it's too warm for what I need to do. There's a lot of moisture in the snow. My knees are already wet. All right, we're gonna pack up the sled and get going. Change of plans. Only been about 60 yards. I don't like how it's towing. I'm doing a lot of spinning, and I haven't even hit a hill yet. So where I fixed that corner there, that's where I go up now. So there's a convenient spot to stash it off to the side. We'll deal with this another day. The snow is not right. Maybe at the end of the day, once I've done 4 loads over and packed it down. But I doubt it, because it's going to be packing snow. So this is going to stay here for this week, most likely. So we'll hook the Pelican onto the sled and get going again. So that's how load 1 made it out. The divider didn't really stay put, but I just put a welding blanket underneath it so that the screws wouldn't rip the bag. So there's 8 of them. We just shoveled out this. We got them stacked in there on the boards, elevated, so it doesn't get wet. And then we'll tarp it at the end of the day. So there's 8. Round trip was only 45 minutes, so that's pretty good. So it's 10:50. We got the other 16 bags of concrete in, but they're still in the Pelican. We just unhooked quickly and hooked up to this setup. to get back out there. We made it to the truck for 10 o'clock. I was gonna do this in 2 loads, but when I got putting it on, I said it's worth the effort to try a single load. So this is all the material off the trailer for today. We had it loaded by 10:30. It is 10:50 now. Now, it was too heavy for today's conditions, but we made it in without a stuck. If there is ever going to be a sport for riding a Scandic through some terrain with the skis always in the air, I'd like to be an athlete in it. We're getting pretty good at it, but it is there's technique. So there's cedar deck boards. We'll stack them under this, so we got to get all this wet. Like, we're above freezing now for sure, and it is wet snow. So we'll get all the cedar on here, cover it back up, and then my little hideaway there, we'll put all these 2-inch tongue and groove floorboards for the sunroom. Stack them out of the weather. I do have some 16-foot ones, so they might have to go in here because my little now that tarp's 16 feet long. We'll see if we can get them stacked under there and the tarp strung around them. But I'm starving. Been at it. Last time I ate was early this morning. So we're gonna eat lunch and then take these straps off, pack everything in tight, and then we'll have to shovel off that groomer and tip it up against the tree there. I'm not trying grooming and packing snow. Suicide mission. So we should be out of here the earliest we've ever been. But it was a early start, and it ended up only being 3 loads, and the Pelican loads go quicker. Like, usually I'm an hour and a half round trip with a load like this. I was down to 45-50 minutes with the Pelican and just 8 bags in it, so it'll be nice to get home and unpack. Anyway, we'll show you what we finished with, and they were shy 12 boards on me, so I got to go back this week and get 12 more. That was all they had in stock. 12 more 12-footers. So I'm going to buy some more stuff to make it a full load and try to get up next Saturday. The rest of my March is filled up with gatherings and outings. So conditions are still good. Lots of snow, but time. If I can do half loads in the mornings or half day trips and just little bits here and there, I'm going to do that because I'd like to get everything in here so we can do this year. Anyway, we'll touch back later. Just getting around unpacking the second load of 8 bags. Yeah, the divider wall almost stayed in. They're going to stay here because the Pelican stays here, so might as well have them handy. We'll get this packed. We'll get this stacked over there. See if we can get 50 or so bags up here stashed. Yeah, 66 pounds a bag. So we're going to try to bring, every time we come up, 16 from here till the end of winter and see what we can end up with. My sonotube shouldn't be the full 4 feet, but if I do have one that is that tall, that'll take 6.5 bags. I think we have 12 sonotubes there. But I'm just pinning to the rock up here, so there'll be various heights. With the smallest one around 6 inches, most likely. So I am just guessing at a good starting amount of concrete, but we got to get some of it up here to even get going. Anyway, I'll tarp that up. Stand up the Pelican. Well, it's noon. Everything's all ready to go except where I ditched the groomer. I'm going to shovel it off and try to get it leaned against that beech tree that's in the middle, making an island type of deal. It is warm. I am soaked. The snow was really wet today, so the snowsuit's soaked. We ended up putting all the boards in this stack because I still had lots of stickers and they'd probably stay the driest, and I didn't have to feed them underneath there. So I brought in 4 true buy various width boards off the mill. So I use those as the base on the carry-on so that it wouldn't wreck any of the purchase boards. So I left another 3 in the garage at the house for the next load of boards because the store ran out. Anyway, we got them back covered up again. And I am tired, but this is noon. That's pretty good. So I gotta buy 12 more of these tongue and groove boards. And then I'm gonna start thinking about roofing material, trying to get some of that up here and at least some insulation for the roof. This cabin's not gonna be completed this year, but we want it weathered in, and to weather it in we gotta finish the roof, so I'm gonna get the insulation for that. Welcome back to a new weekend. It's March 11th. Another super early start to the day. I rode in the dark on the snowmobile, so I've already came in, got the carry-on, and this is the first load. I have places to be tonight. So we have this load. I left 3 of my rough planks just to protect the purchase boards from getting scuffed up by the carry-on. So there's the 12 boards the store was short, so we'll get them stacked up in here. And then I brought 20 bags of cement up, and I'm gonna try 2 loads of 10. Forget the temp. It's like -6, but feels like -10, 11. But we're into the spring hero snow, and I have all the traction in the world. So I actually have, the trail's very bumpy because I didn't get to groom it in that packing snow last weekend. And so I've been able to go slow, and I don't need momentum for everything. But yeah, all the traction in the world right now. Anyway, this pile's getting tall. It's getting hard to get up here. Spidey man, Spidey man. So there we go, there's the stack. I got some of the planks up there just to weight down the metal roof so it doesn't blow off. It's high enough now that it'll catch the wind will catch it. So we got the carry-ons all set aside now for the weekend and hooked onto the Pelican, tended to all the trail cams. We're gonna go out, try a load of 10 bags of cement, and I have a bunch of 8-inch spikes that I'm bringing in. And then at the end of the day, we're going to hook onto the trail groomer where I ditched it 60 yards up here and tow it out, and I'm taking it back to the house. I'm probably only going to be able to get up here once more in the wintertime, and I won't be grooming anymore most likely, and I want to do some modifications after I've seen it work for the year. So we're going to try to get that loaded on the trailer with the come along when we get over there. But we're going to get in and out twice, 10 bags each, and we'll get 20 bags stacked over there. Load number 1, 10 bags, some 10-foot vapor barrier, and that's all full of 8-inch spikes. Well, there's 37 bags hauled in now. I probably got one more day in March that I can make it up here. My weekends are all filled up. So I'm gonna try to haul, we'll do 27, 3 trips of 9, I think, and then that'll be it for concrete. And I have some tools and a wheelbarrow and some tool storage solutions to come in. But we're getting there. One more trip, and then really just need to wait for the snow to melt, and we can get at this thing. Save some more money to buy more building materials. But we got a lot of stuff in this winter, and everything that we got, all the beams that we got in last winter. So we're looking pretty good to get a very good start on this project this year. Everything's here at the site to be building. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you sometime near the end of March. Hopefully I can get up here again for you, and take care.